Hey guys, Jake here. We're at Pear Tree Ranch and we're starting with Fenwick. Fenwick is going to be a project horse for us. He had been in training with our good friend Tick Maynard for a lot of months. In the process of that, they were finding just a lot of things that didn't seem quite right. They found that he had some medical things. So he's had surgery. That's what this little white scar on his neck here. And that has to do with some nerve problems, some impingement in between the vertebrae. So that stuff has all been taken care of. They found that he's had ulcers. And so they've done the care on that. So medically, he's been all cleared. And he's had some time off to be all healed up and ready to go. And with Tick's schedule, him and I do a lot of work together. And he said, hey, you know, this is a foundation thing right now. That's really Jake's department. So we'll kind of get things going with that. So then he can go back to sport training for eventing or dressage. So that's kind of the short version of the backstory on this horse. He rears, he bucks, he kicks, he pulls back, he used to pull away when you tried to lead him, all of the things. A lot of the groundwork has been much better. And so we're going to start with the bare minimum groundwork and dig around. And I'm going to look for where's the spots. Can I kind of stick my finger right in it, and how bothered can he get, and purposefully trouble him just to find the spots. You got to be careful when you do that, because that is, you don't want to make him and teach him bad things, but he kind of already has spots there. So how do we find it without making it such a big explosion, while also then teaching him and continuing healthy patterns that he has? Okay. That's kind of our goal for this horse. And this is like a long-term, you know, she's happy for this horse to be here with us for 6 months if he needs it. So this is the very first session. All we've done is put the boots on and lead him out here. In the process of leading out here, he already jumped around, pulled back when I wrapped the rope. You can see how it's just barely wrapped on the fence there. So we've already had a little excitement before we could even get the camera on and ready. Everything I start with is going to be nose, neck, shoulder, ribs, hip. Okay, stand still, forwards, backwards, right, left, up, down, stand still. I'm going to walk out over here, and I want to look for, we got a 22-foot rope and we've got our flag. I want to start looking for confidence. Does any of this bother him? And then yielding. What does he do with the flag? I worked this horse once, well over probably a year ago, to support what Tick was doing. He asked me to help with some flank roping. And so I did some groundwork then with the horse. You can kind of see there's moments where that nose is considering a little bit of down. So we have some potential previous things kicking in that is in line with shushing the nose to mean head down, something that I'm big on. And so could I herd his nose? Shushing is the technical term we use. Could I shush him on his nose and have that start to mean put your head down? And if you follow the trajectory of that flag to meet his nose, there it goes, good boy. Here's his nose, and the trajectory of the flag comes, his nose goes down and in, he won't run into that flag, okay? That's what we're looking for here. So he's confident with me swinging it around, but the yielding now, that when the flag starts to run into him, he's not so sure about taking his nose somewhere else. He thinks about throwing his head, okay? Which would make him run his face into, there we go, the pressure more instead of getting out of the way. It's like seeing oncoming traffic and you're a white-tailed deer in the Midwest and you jump right out in front of that van, okay? Instead of getting out of the way. There we go. So licking and chewing and starting to offer to put the head down more. This tells me, one, there's already previous quality things going on. Two, we did a good enough job of just getting the idea in his mind, and when we saw him thinking about it, we released, and now the behavior is coming. If you pressure until the behavior happens and then you release, you're managing. If you pressure and have the pressure release before the horse does the behavior, but their mind has thought it, the release happens and then they do the behavior, you have released the horse to the goal. So if I create pressure, until we start to see his mind thinking down, so if we release and then the head goes down more, we've released them to the goal. I'm always trying to release to a behavior versus pressure to it. He's just thinking about, that's a little more of an escape or an evade movement. But he is feeling the halter and considering other things. And when we can just kind of be patient there, we release, and then we see the behavior come. That's how we can release to the behaviors we want. Now, if he's going to pull his nose away, I'm going to let there be some hot lava over there. So the behavior's changed. We release, see what happens. We licked and chewed, so we found some comfort after discomfort. But he didn't put it down, so I'm going to re-engage. There. Now it's a balance of the pressure on his nose and him thinking he needs to fight that, and the fact that the rope is holding him from behind. That's making him pull back more because he's not yielding in his nose and neck. There we go. There we go. And so instead of yielding, we have resistance, which is very typical. A lot of times you'll get resistance first because the horse is attempting to use fight or flight. Flight doesn't work, then they'll fight. That's just his DNA kicking in. And the whole point of this shushing for nose down, head down, is it causes the opposite of what their DNA tells them to do. So instead of fighting or flighting, they choose relax under perceived duress, the perception of duress, the perception of trouble with this flag on his nose, okay? Now, this flag is soft. It's got a little bit of weight to it, which makes it hard to really kind of make it whippy. So it's just kind of like getting slapped with a sock. It doesn't hurt him. It's just uncomfortable. It bothers his mind more than it bothers his body. But when we can trigger his brain to turn on with some pressure, so pressure means think versus react, horses get a lot safer. Horses get a lot more pleasurable to be around. So this horse put the owner in the hospital, and she was telling me yesterday when she dropped him off that even Tick, as great of a rider as he is, got hurt, okay, messing with him, because he could get so explosive with his behavior. Now, what they found out is, well, there was pain things, and that's, you know, really important to note. Tick is such a smart, great trainer that he's like, it's not training, there's something else going on. And they were able to figure that puzzle out for the horse. Okay, but that takes time, because you'll see a lot of times with good quality trainers that training makes progress, and horses will do a lot for us even in discomfort. Okay, but great trainers really will look for, hey, you know, we're starting to plateau, we're not getting a change. Is it a medical thing? Okay. So great trainers have a whole team around them, especially good farriers, good vets, good chiropractors, acupuncturists, all these things to help the whole horse health, not just the mental and emotional. Okay, that a lot of trainers need to teach horses. So he's had all the things. He lives a good, cushy life. It feels like 100 degrees right now, in case you're wondering. We're June in Florida. If your head is up, I'm going to do the stick. If your head is down, the stick will be quiet. That's kind of the game I'm starting to make with him here. If your head goes up, I'll shush you with the flag. If your head goes down, the flag will get quiet. That's the game. This horse at home even has his own personal AC unit blowing in his stall. Okay, so he lives a good life. But we need to find a little better balance in his mental and emotional state, and to learn and realize, hey, it doesn't hurt anymore. The pain has been kind of taken care of. But his mind, more than likely, we don't know, he doesn't have words to say to us, perceives that there is still bother. Well, your head is up, the flag will be loud. You're jumping around, the flag will be loud. You're loud, the flag will be loud. You're in control of the flag. There was hot lava over there, huh? By the way, your head is still up. Good job. I know, I see you. One of the hard parts as a trainer is we have to keep cool in the bother. We have to not get sucked into their emotions and get mad, get angry, get frustrated. If we can keep that, that was weird. You jumped around over there. There was hot lava and the flag just shushed you more. Huh, I just don't even understand that. He's like, I know, but when I got over here and put my head down, that flag stopped. Did you see that? I'm like, dang, I didn't even know. You're so smart. Huh, good thing you figured that out. This is the game that we're playing with him. Setting him up to learn how to control his environment. He can control by acting appropriate, by being thoughtful, acting like a partner, not a prey animal. Well, that bouncing around prey animal stuff. We have to be careful how we elicit this. Okay, we don't want to make him feel picked on, where he sees me kind of goes, oh, that guy always picking on me. Okay, but if I do my timing right with the pressure, he gets the release on doing my ideas, and it's comfort and feels good. So he starts to see me coming and go, there's that guy. He always takes great care of me, and oh, I just don't do dumb things when I'm by him. And he always tells me how smart and handsome I am. That's what I'm looking for him. So now that we're starting to get some of that, we'll challenge. 1, 2, 3. Don't make me shush your noggin. It's starting to work enough I can flirt with the game. You have to teach him what the shushing means before you can make a game out of it. 1, 2. Oh, dang it. Didn't get to shush his noggin. Secretly, we're like, yes, awesome. Don't tell him. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Don't make me shush your noggin. And the shushing is happening around his bubble. So if he really is paying attention, good boy, he'll start to see that, hey, you don't have to worry because that's only happening around you. It's not happening at or to you. That's better. Now, early on with these kind of horses, he just got here yesterday. He's settled into the stall nicely and has been comfortable and quiet in there. I'm not going to do too much in the first session. I don't need to keep digging. We did enough to get him bothered. We got him to bounce around and act silly, and kind of just right got him into some trouble for it. And now he's like, man, that trouble was not so fun. Again, that points to the quality of his previous training. Now, if I can start to get some more commitment to these behaviors, where it's stronger and stronger and stronger as we build back towards riding him and helping educate him, hey, it doesn't hurt anymore, okay? It's not pinching and getting you. That he can feel more at peace on his insides, and so he won't get so fired up. So I would be quick to kind of want to go, hey, you come out and act like this, we're done. Put him up, and then in the next session, I would go to, that's right, sideways along the fence, okay? If you've watched any of the previous videos, that's kind of the next thing we'll do. Once we get to stand still, we're going to forward, and I'll do that sideways with his head down along the fence. That'll start getting him rating his weight back, moving with that head down, and not getting, see, as soon as you get it into movement, he starts flinging and flying around. He's doing excess energy. I'm putting this much in and I'm getting this much. We need him to do a good job of reading the situation there. All right, this is a great start. I want to leave him like this so he continues to soak and just go, wow, my life is easy when I'm by you, versus feeling pressured, especially when the environment, it's hot in the summertime here, to get him all hot and sweated up. I don't really need that for right now. I mostly need him letting that blood rush to his brain. His brain will grow bigger, and we win. All right, this is Fenwick. I'm Jake. We're at Pear Tree Ranch, and we'll see you next time.